Second try, guys. What's up, everyone? How we doing today? Feeling good, I hope. After a great weekend, recharge. I don't know about you guys, but where I live, the weather's been all over the place, so feeling a little bit wonky. But yeah, feeling recharged, ready for the training week. I hope you guys are the same. Let me share my screen real quick. Give me a little confirmation that you guys can see. Yeah, it's always hot where you are, Matt. You're in Arizona. I hope so. Awesome, awesome. So, since technically it is last week was the last week of the month, I'm not counting half weeks. We have Monday and Tuesday, but as we can see from our news, which if you guys did not know, we are looking at news on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with this week being NFP week and FOMC week. So we have FOMC on Wednesday, which would tell us we would not be trading before, but these weeks that have FOMC and NFP in the same week are a little tricky. For beginners, I would say stay off the markets until Friday after the NFP news, more specifically in this case after 10 a.m. because we do have PMI at 10 a.m. on Friday. So your trading days would only be Friday after 10 a.m. But for more advanced people that are a little bit more experience in the way these specific weeks that have a lot of news affect the markets, especially in terms of manipulation and when you would like to see the high and low of the week form, you can be trading also on Monday. For myself, I'm going to be trading Monday, Wednesday afternoon, and Friday after NFP. But with a week like this coming, I don't see us having a big move on Monday or Tuesday, so I will disregard those days and do the post-week analysis now. So, if I just give us some little lines to encase the month of April, right? Let me just make those a little bit easier for you guys to see. We had a beautiful month of April with the quarterly shift, right? Start of Q2, we had beautiful expansions lower, and as you can see from our monthly candle, we just expanded lower, and after on the last week of the month, we retraced higher. We went into last week specifically in our last price action review. That was on Friday. Not a lot of people showed up to that one, but the ones that know have seen it, and if not, the video is available on YouTube. But as you can see, we accumulated manipulation right here. We had SMT at these highs, so we had our monthly manipulation put up. As you can see on ES right here, we can barely see the top wick because of my line. Let me just move that aside. We had SMT form our high of month, and then we just expanded lower, consolidating for the first 2 weeks, but then expanded very aggressively for the end of the second week all the way to the third week, with us closing, retracing to almost equilibrium of our monthly range. If you see right here, actually we did reach equilibrium, and I believe on ES we were just right next to it. Exactly. So we had a beautiful month expanding lower. We targeted our low resistance liquidity that we were looking for, as we said through our weekly outlooks, and more specifically, we have reached IPDA 40 lows. So that was our main objective. If we look at standard deviations, and we'll be cycling through all of them, we have not completed any move lower. Even utilizing the bodies, we have reached 1.5 standard deviations, which would be the tag of this level would mark that we would be ready for a retracement into our current range. And if we look more specifically at breaker block standard deviations, this was indeed our reversal range, but for a trade. We do not utilize breaker block standard deviations for narrative, we only use them for objectives. So looking at this, for me, I think that this move up will just be a retracement. And coming into May now, I was about to say April, but we just finished April. Coming into May now, I'm looking for the same thing that I was looking for last week. I'm looking for us to move in a premium before continuing lower. But we have a little more precise objectives. If we head towards a weekly chart, we have just formed this fair value gap. Let me just mark that out correctly with a middle line as well. So we have just formed this fair value gap, which is in the premium of our current range. So I will be looking for the same thing as I'm always looking, right? Internal to external. So I'll be targeting not previous weeks, but the week before. So I'll be targeting April 15th, that week, the low. So the low of the monthly candle, right? I'm thinking we're going to continue lower because for my objectives, I was at least thinking price was going to trade back to this monthly order block. Could it stop right here and then keep moving forward? Yes. This does not mean that we will respect this weekly fair value gap and go lower. So what will tell me that? Again, SMT. So the alignment of time frames, that monthly fair value gap alongside this daily fair value gap, of course, encompassing this volume imbalance, I'll be looking for a reaction lower. And if we take into account what's going on this week with all the news, I have no clue when the manipulation would happen. But on NFP weeks, oftentimes you would see a fake move for the whole week with NFP diving us lower. If we couple that with the fact that we also have FOMC, we could be looking at a Wednesday reversal week with Monday expanding pretty aggressively, Tuesday being a tight range, and then Wednesday making high of week before expanding lower. That's what I'm looking for. This, or more specifically, I could also be looking for a classic sell week with expansions going all the way to Thursday and a nice TGIF retracement into a range after taking all of this out. So I'm looking for a large range week. What I've just explained is a move of over 1500 handles, if I'm not mistaken. 1000 handle, 200 handles, and then possibly a retracement into 20 to 30% of our range. That's what I'm looking for this week very specifically. And as you've heard with the logic, it is very simple. I am still looking at a retracement into our premium inefficiency. That has not changed out of me. What would invalidate or confirm that idea? SMT. But more specifically, I'm going to be looking for higher time frame SMT within a key range, if I can say it like that. So I'm going to be looking for higher time frame SMT to form while a 4-hour or a daily move aligns with my weekly move. So I'm looking for weekly internal to external lower. So I'm going to wait for my 4-hour chart or my daily chart to provide me with SMT telling me that, okay, well, now I'm ready to go lower. What would tell me such things? Well, any type of external to internal or internal to external move that will move lower. But again, on a week like this, at least for beginners, it is way better to just stay away. These are hard. Price is going to be going all over the place. Search and destroy will be very present this week. And the Monday range will give us a lot of insight on that. If Monday expands very aggressively, I'm not going to be trading until after Wednesday PM session and Friday AM session. But if Monday has a tight range and then Tuesday expands, well, then you would expect Wednesday to have a tight range. But because FOMC is there, we could see a very high range on that note and then have price consolidate even with NFP. So see, there are too many possible outcomes with weeks like these when you are looking at time variables. So what do? You stay away or you wait for very, very clear objectives, very clear movement, and you take money out very quickly, right? It's the first week of the month. You're expecting consolidation or manipulation. It's never going to be the cleanest moves. It's never going to be the easiest moves to read, but that doesn't mean you can't trade it. Do you guys have any questions on that note? It is very quick because there isn't much to say about today. About this week, sorry. It's going to be a very volatile week where anything could happen. Sadly, I know that is not very clear, but that is what's going on. I'm not seeing any questions in chat. I'm not seeing anyone typing as well. So I'm guessing it was all pretty clear. It's a little vague for weekly outlook. Don't get me wrong. I do understand that. But as I said, on a week like this, anything could happen. So I'm going to wait for my chart to tell me where it's going to be going. But I do believe we're going to keep going lower. I'm just going to be waiting for reaction to confirm said thing. and I'm gonna wait for it to be a higher time frame confirmation because I need a lot to understand that price will be going lower. No questions. All right. Well, on that note, guys, very quick today, but I hope you guys have great trading this week. I hope you don't get railed. And again, remember that risk management is everything. If it is a bad week for you, don't be digging into that. Cut your wins early, cut your losses. How? Well, risk down. You usually risk 0.5%. Well, cut your risk to 0.25% this week. If you lose 3 in a row, cut it down in half again. Keep risk very tight for weeks like this because, as we always say with Power of 3, we're looking to trade distribution because that will be the best conditions and the clearest conditions. And you never expect distribution from your first week of the month. So, on that note, I wish you guys a great day. Good luck trading, and we'll be doing a lot of price action reviews this week. So, I'll see you guys then.